Hello everyone, Eloise here, island representative of Eris, and today I am going to show you all how I created my rock garden. So this is the process that I chose for myself. There are a bunch of tutorials out there and a bunch of tips and tricks that you could use, but I'm just showing you how I made mine. So, originally, this entire area was supposed to be my flea market, and as you can see on my previous video, my flea market ended up right behind this area. So, the first thing you should be doing is setting a space for the 6 rocks. Once you find that space, you can go ahead and place this concrete floor on the ground and choose 6 empty slots for the rocks to spawn. And from there, you are just going to place mannequins. So, one of the tips that I read about is placing mannequins every 4 spaces or every 4 by 4. I tried that in the beginning, but that didn't work out quite well with me because apparently I can't count and my rocks would just spawn at a different section that I wanted it to. So for my solution, I basically just placed leaves path leaves QR codes on the ground. I place it everywhere on my island, and yes, it is a lot more work erasing it, but I do place a lot of stone paths on my island already, so that didn't really matter. So that's what worked for me, placing weeds or QR paths on the floor. Okay, so what I'm pretty much doing now is I'm just going to be demolishing this entire area. By this time, I've figured out that I want my rock area to be surrounded by trees. I want it to be like forest-like. So, yeah. This entire process took me about a month, if not close to a month. I don't try. Well, I can't say I don't. I didn't time travel before before the 6th rock. So I was a traditional player. So, and I made a bunch of mistakes. I would miss a spot. So the next morning, I would find a rock that spawned in the wrong place, and I would be furious and highly annoyed. So then I would just wait the entire day, make sure I place a path where that rock spawned, and then I'd go wait the whole entire day. Now that all changed by the time it was my 6th rock, because my 6th rock drove me insane. What had happened is that I had a tree in front of my last rock, and that totally messed up the visibility of where it should be spawning, and there was nowhere else to find the rock. So I went a whole week going around my island trying to find a rock that was never there because it couldn't have spawned anywhere else because I've blocked all the spots on the ground. So my tip is make sure that you do not block your slot where your rock is spawning by placing a tree in front of it or any furniture or any cliffs. Just don't, because it's just not gonna spawn. You need 100% visibility of anything for a rock to spawn, or even fossils to spawn. Really, it needs to be visible. So yes, lesson learned. So if you're watching this, always make sure that your rock is or your spot, your empty spot is completely visible, so you don't go insane like me and time travel on your sixth rock. Yes, that's my tip. Okay, so I am just going to be placing the trees that I mentioned in the beginning of this video because my foresight, or yeah, I guess my foresight for this rock garden is to surround it within the trees. I want like a little forest feeling going on. So yeah, my rock garden is going to be foresty with like blue flowers. That's exactly what I want, just blue flowers everywhere. I also thought that it would be really cool to have a floating rock garden, but I'm so close to the ocean that it just doesn't work out. Maybe if it was somewhere else, this would have worked out, but this is me trying and this is me finding out that it's just not gonna work. So I'm just going to speed this whole process until it's like a good spot for me to start talking again. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, your first step on creating a rock garden should be choosing a place for it and then placing a stone path on this large area and then leaving 6 empty spaces so that your rocks could respawn on that exact same area. So you are pretty much just making sure that these are going to be the spots where your rocks are respawning. I sound so repetitive, but that's okay. Okay, so you could have your rocks in a straight line. You could have them just how it was in the beginning. You see it was like 2x2s. For mine, I prefer to have them in a circular pattern, and this is exactly what I'm doing here, making sure that I have enough spaces between each rock so that if I do decide to collect resources from it, I am allowing myself to get up to 6 to 7 items per rock. think this is around the time that I realized a floating rock garden is just not gonna work out, and accepted it and just moving on. And then here goes Henry. On my last video, he recently moved out to a friend's island. So again, once again, thank you, Christine, for taking him. He is adorable. Henry is so adorable. I mean, he's telling me something, and of course, like, when it's one of your favorite villagers, you're gonna buy whatever your villager needs. He's just so adorable. Okay, moving on. I just, gotta shout out my favorite frog, Henry. And if you are a time traveler type of person, you can pretty much get your rock garden done in like a day if you're time traveling. But for my fellow traditional players out there, 6 days if you get them all right. I am going to go ahead and speed this entire process up. But onto another subject, I would like to ask if any of my viewers enjoy watching anime. I am a big anime fan. I've been watching anime since in the late 90s, so my first recollection or my first memory of watching anime would be Sailor Moon. I was really into that. Me and my sister would just watch that like every weekend and just look forward to it. But if you can recommend a romance anime, that would be amazing, because I am on the lookout for a good one. I enjoy watching romance slash supernatural slash adventure anime, so my favorite is, let's see, Kami-sama Kiss. I really enjoyed that one, and I just haven't found one that I enjoy as much as Kami-sama Kiss. So if you have any recommendation, please comment down below. I would like to see if there are other animes out there that I should be checking out. Another anime that I also started watching this week is Bungo Stray Dogs, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know how many times I'm going to say enjoy. I really like that anime. I just started watching it this week and I'm already on season 3. Like, I don't remember what episode I'm in on season 3, but I am almost done with that anime, and then I have to wait until season 4 comes out, which hopefully comes out later this year or maybe even early next year. My favorite character so far is Dazai. I know it's most people say their favorite is like either Dazai or Chuya, but I really like Dazai, and I can't wait to see how his character evolves and unfolds this season 3. So I'm looking forward to it. I also really like that the anime touches on the past and just tells an entire story in the beginning, and then the whole new story like unfolds like midway. I really enjoy it. But yeah, if you have any anime recommendation, whether it be romance or like adventure slash supernatural, because I really enjoy that, especially vampire animes, please comment down below. So this is the day after I time traveled to the next day. I was going insane looking for my last rock, and I found out that it's because I didn't have 100% visibility of where the last spot was. So that was the reason I started time traveling, or my very first time time traveling. This rock here that you see on the right, that was the last one, and there was a tree in front of it, just blocking that spot. So yeah, my tip is always have visibility. It's not going to be behind the cliff or behind any building because there's no visibility there. It's always going to be an open area. So I learned from my mistake. Now I know in the future if I ever move this is to not place a tree or a building in front of it. Since the beginning, I knew that I wanted Luna's bed in here. It sucks that you can't dream outside. Um, I don't know. I thought that you could, which is why I wanted to place the bed there. But I think it still looks cool. Even without being able to dream, I would love to see my villagers just lay down in there and take a picture. I also knew I wanted this statue. What is it? The Valiant statue, I think. In here because of the wings. I wanted the side view and the wings to show if somebody's ever laying down on the bed. And because I was going for a dreamy slash floral theme, I wanted to add the bed and the statue. So that's that's my reasoning behind it. I'm just going to go ahead and fix a tree. I want to make sure that it's in a circular um, pattern. So I'm just going to be playing around with the placement. now that I have the placement of the furniture and the statue down, I am just testing out if I can still get um, 7 items slash resources out from these rocks. So far, it is giving me the max that it can give, so good to know that it's working and I did everything right. Moving on to the entrance, I love using this circular path stone on entrances, so that's what I'm using here. I am also going to start placing flowers around here. I want blue. I'm sticking with blue flowers, so I'm just going to go ahead and start collecting that from my island and placing them along the rock garden area. What better way to make a rock garden more cottagecore slash dreamy than adding mush lamps? This is like one of my favorite in-game furniture is just the mushroom items. I can't get enough of it, and I'm most likely going to surround my entire island with mushrooms, especially the mush lamps. Also, hyacinth lamps are amazing. I was able to craft them hyacinth lamps way before mush lamps, so I originally had a lot more hyacinth lamps around my island until mush lamps came along in my life. Since I decided to put the blue flowers so close to the rocks, I won't be able to collect 6 to 7 of the resources or just the max items I can get from the rocks, but that's completely fine with me because as you can see, my storage is like pretty good with the just materials, so I don't think I'll be hitting those rocks anytime soon. So I'm totally fine with placing mushrooms and flowers, even though it gets in the way of when I do hit those rocks. My original plan was to completely surround this rock garden area with blue flowers, which is why I was watering it. But since fall season has arrived and I saw how beautiful the weed weed is during the fall season, I've decided to just go ahead and plant weeds and have it surround this rock garden along with the flowers because I think it's going to look beautiful. And so this marks the end of this video. I hope that I was able to help anyone who's planning to create a rock garden. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like. Let's be friends. Follow me on Instagram. I post daily pictures. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.